So this is the topic. It's going to be mnemonics you may not be using. And these are kind of tips to smooth out your flying. What do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is that flying, we overcomplicate flying, I think, in a lot of ways, right? Flying is really the same with our aeronautical knowledge. We overcomplicate that. We overcomplicate just about everything. For what reason, I don't know. But we get things get in the way just because they've always been that way, right? So, for example, if you go to a large-ish flight school, 141 school, I'm sure they're going to have a multi-page checklist. I mean, multi-page for a 152 or 172. It's going to be, about an inch thick, a bunch of tabs in there, right? It's going to be all this stuff when you don't need that, right? I mean, they would argue that we're getting them used to being able to use a checklist from an airline. Well, you're not an airline yet, right? So don't take everything from an airline and try to bring it down into general aviation. It doesn't work. For example, stereo cockpit below 10,000 feet in an airline. That's not going to work for us because we don't say a word to each other, right? We can't have that. We can have the concept, the same thing. We got checklist, the concept, but we need better. We need better things to do. So one of my favorite things to point out when I'm at Palo Alto, we can, when our classroom looks out onto the ramp, right, and you can see a bunch of airplanes. They're parked really close to the building. Through windows, you can see a bunch of airplanes. And most of the ones sitting out in front of our classroom, it's kind of the special area of the ramp, kind of like where everybody who walks in from the street can see airplanes. So those are where they keep the G1000, the best of the litter, right there, right. And so it never fails to amaze me that here's a pilot will sit in the tie down area, completely untied the engine.